Hello everybody, this is Coach Bala here. But really, this is the second week of regular season. Made a mistake last time. Very nice. I know it's very cold for many of you in the US, but very inspiring to see that many of you are still hunkering down, doing your best. Hang in there. Once you hang in there, as I said, wear the right clothing. If it's too cold, too windy, you can run inside, treadmill and such. You feel free to move the dates a little bit here and there. If let's say next day's weather is slightly better, just manage yourself a little bit, few more weeks and maybe one more month goes by and then you're all nicely ready with exercise and fitness, and then weather gets slightly better and then it's only upside from there. So you just have to hang in there. I know big things, difficult things don't happen easily. You got to work towards it, and I see that most of you are doing it. So wonderful. Congratulations, guys. Really very, very proud of all of you. So today in this week's message, I want to touch a little bit on explaining to you how is it, many runners do ask me that, hey, I'm talking about before coming in, hey, how is it that I've never done anything? I've not done, in fact, it's been a long time since I've done anything physical. In what confidence you're saying that, just being with this program for 16 weeks, I can go from doing nothing to 10K or a 5K or even a half marathon or just coming from 5K to half marathon or even beyond. How is it possible for, I find it almost unbelievable. So it is true. It is unbelievable, but it happens all the time, many, many times with everybody. So the question is, what is happening? So let's just double click on that a little bit because it's good for you to understand what is happening. So what we call this continuous improvement in your fitness journey, in your cardiovascular health, is essentially what I call it as the training effort. Now, the training effort or the training impact, the training impact is your ability for your body to deliver better output. That's really what a training impact is. So within that, let's just first understand what is happening when you do these kind of runs inside your body. Let's go inside your body. So the first thing that you would by now you would have noticed that your heart is super important in delivering the performance that you need. Your heart's ability, if everything's same, two people are there, one person's heart ability is say 50% of the other person's heart ability, obviously the other person will have a much better running performance as well as experience. We know that because heart is what delivers the blood supply that is required, the oxygen that is required for your body to perform. We all know that. So cardio strength is important. Then not only cardio strength is important, the cardio after the heart works its magic, the blood has to go into all parts of your body, the vascular system. So running is a cardiovascular activity. So when we constantly do running in a systematic, structured manner, then we are able to, in a marginal way, slowly and steadily, not only increasing the ability for your heart to pump better, with a lot more efficiency, with a lot more volume, but the vascular system, that means your blood vessels also starts opening up to more and more places. There are some blood vessels that are sort of constricted or in fact sealed off because you've never used before. But now with this regular workout or regular running and strength training and everything that you're doing, automatically more and more blood vessels are getting opened up, new blood vessels are being formed, or in other words, your heart is getting better, and your ability for your body to take the blood from the heart to different parts of your body is getting better because your vascular system is getting, more volume can flow through your vascular system because more blood vessels are being created. So this is a double whammy. 1 + 1 becomes 3 now. On top of that, let's go into your muscles. What happens in your muscles? Now, every time you go for a run, let's assume that you have 100 fibers of muscles and you go for a run. When you finish the run, there is some injury that happens or some of these muscle fibers break because of the impact loading on these muscles. So let's assume you have 100 muscle fiber, 10 fibers break. So that's what you feel as the soreness. That's what you feel as the exhaustion in your muscles. So when you take rest, have some proteins and rest up and drink water and have food, etc. What happens is not only these 10 fibers gets mended, but body being that magical thing that God has created and given to us, it says that, hey, there is a reason why these 10 got injured or broken. It's because maybe the load is not enough. like the capacity of the muscle fiber is not enough to take the load. So let me add another 5 more fibers of muscle so that that area can be protected better. This act of creating 5 more fibers is the training effect on the muscle. So a muscle gets strengthened as well as the number of muscle fibers increases. And that's part of the reason we ask you to take protein on a regular basis, because proteins are needed to create these muscle fibers. So you have heart getting better, efficiency of heart is getting better. Your vascular system is getting more diverse. It reaches to more spots inside your body. On top of that, as the blood comes to these muscles, the muscle fiber itself is getting strengthened and its number of muscle fibers are increasing. So it's like 1 plus 1 plus 1 now becomes 5 as far as the training impact is considered. And then now let's go into your cells, the cellular level. In fact, actually, before going to the cellular level, there's one more thing that is also interestingly happening, which is the nerve-muscle connection. So really what is happening is, if you think about it from a coach standpoint, when you ask your body to run, what is really happening is that your brain is sending electrical impulses to various portions of the kinetic chain, the muscles that form the chain of muscles that helps you to move. That's called the kinetic chain. So the signals go to different parts and it's like a slight electric shock. And the minute electric shock happens, the muscle fibers contracts. And then once the electric shock is not there, it expands. So this contraction and expansion of these muscles is what is providing you the propulsive force to move forward. That's really what is that, you can call it the bioelectrodynamic sort of value chain that happens here. So as you do this on a regular basis, this muscle nerve connection gets better. That means the pathways from your brain to the various nerves to the right muscles, this pathway, the brain now starts using more of these pathways. For instance, when you did your first day, it's possible that out of the 10 muscles that you have, only 5 muscles are getting activated because the pathway from the brain to those muscle area is sort of either forgotten or never being used. So body is not fully ready to use all the 10. But as you keep running and as you keep doing it on a regular basis systematically, the body is clearing up these pathways and it is able to now trigger more muscles into play. So now it is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 8. Because now your heart is getting better, vascular system is getting better, more muscles are being formed, so more muscles are available to do the job. The muscle nerve connections, pathways for the muscle nerve connections are more and more pathways are being created, thereby more muscles comes into play. And then now when you go into the cellular level, inside the muscle cells, the core thing inside the muscle cell is something called as mitochondria, the power cell. Of power portion of the cell. This is the chemical this is the sort of the place where, combustion and metabolism happens and it releases energy, or in layman's words, the more the mitochondria inside a cell, the more is the energy production. So as you are practicing on a regular basis, the quantity of mitochondria per cell increases. Or in other words, think about this beautiful world, folks. When you start training, when you are into the 2nd week and the 3rd week and the 4th week, there is a wholesale inside out transformation that is taking place. Heart is getting better, vascular system is getting better, muscle nerve connection is getting, more and more muscle nerve connection pathways are created. Number of muscle fibers are increasing. The mitochondria is increasing. On top of all of that is this umbrella thing, which is your mental strength increases because you are figuring out that, hey, 1 mile seemed almost impossible, but just this weekend I did 2.5 miles. So 1 mile is nothing. So next week when I have to go for a 1 mile run in the weekday, I'm not even thinking about it. I can totally do that. Or in other words, cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, mental strength, marginal improvement is taking place on a daily basis. And thereby, magic happens. So the answer to that gentleman's question of how am I able to do that? It's not actually magic now when I think about it. It's simple science at play. Powered by your consistency, our group motivation, your coach's sort of structured training program that has been given to you. So all you have to do, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen here, is simply read instructions and follow and allow the body to do its job, which is the magical transformation that all of us will go through. Okay, so I just wanted you to keep that in mind. This is the transformation, the inside of transformation that's happening. Keep that faith on and just keep going at it. I know that you will get better shortly. Also, folks, we'll also be releasing the t-shirt order for this season. It's a very exciting design I'm going to share with you. Now is a great time for you to order. That's a memorabilia that you need to have. Everyone needs to have. We have t-shirts every season. So it's something very special. So make sure that you make the orders as and when we launch it. Okay? Awesome. See you soon. Take care, guys.